my name is Marina and welcome to the Viola Borealis YouTube channel. I am currently filming on the Musqueam territory and I would like to acknowledge the land on which you're viewing this episode. Today I have many fun projects to share with you, however very little time to present everything as I'm teaching in less than half hour. So let's go. I want to start by presenting my almost freshly off the needles OPUS shawl by MAXIM Max the Knitter on Instagram. And this is a shawl made in Walcot yarn, their OPUS base. And it's a delicious, buttery, soft mix of 70% Vauclin Merino, 30% baby alpaca, that's the baby bum feel, and 100% awesome. I can attest. This is the most delicious, the softest rustic yarn that I have ever felt. And the pattern was such a joy to knit. And I think this is the beginning of Marina the Shawl Knitter, really. I was always a sweater person and I'm actually like giving a lot of my sweaters away as I finish them, not because I don't like the fit, not because I don't like the yarn, just I can, I can only hold a certain amount of garments in my home and I don't like when things are not worn, so I just know who would fit well in these garments and who could use them, and often I give them away. But this shawl I'm keeping. However, I'm really happy that this is, a gender neutral design, and if my partner wants to wear it, he can. And in fact, that might be the theme of this episode is, gendered or non-gendered fashion. And I'll talk you through my philosophies as we progress. So here a little fashion show. I didn't block this aggressively, I simply wet it, and usually what I do is I put a little bit of soap for hand knits in a pan, like a big pot for like spaghetti. And then I let it sit there for 20 minutes and I transfer it with pressing it down, then I transfer it on a towel. I will, remove excess water, and then I simply lay flat. I don't pin, I don't use any of the wires. However, I would love to have the Walcot blocking shenanigans, so I think that might be handy in the future. But at the moment, I'm happy about how this turned out. It's a good size for me, but when I saw Mac's version recently in Montreal, he showed me how he aggressively blocked his, and his is quite larger than mine. So if I want to give it some expansion, I know how. But yeah, the only thing that I had trouble with was the bind off. It's an I-cord in a few colors. Yeah, so it's this part here. As you maybe can tell, it's not as even as this guy, but I am very happy, as I said a million times, and I've been wearing this so much. I wear it like this, or off to the side like this, and if I'm biking, then I'll secure it like that. So yeah, I'll put a worn picture on Instagram when I was wearing my boyfriend's jacket in Montreal when I was out and about, and yeah, I felt really cute wearing Jean-François's jacket, and with this on top of it. The jacket was gray, like tweedy wool fabric, and yeah, I just felt cute and amazing. So that's what fashion should be, right? Making you feel cute and amazing and powerful and strong and awesome. So that's it for this one. Maybe before I show you the big reveal of something that will no longer be secret as of the day you're watching this video, I will show you a tiny pair of socks. This is the Totoro and May edition of the sock yarn by La Bien-Aimée, and a Hey Sister vintage sock yarn. I believe this is one of the original colorways for the Waiting for Henry socks. So a cute little stripy effects. And this is just my regular sock recipe on 2mm needles, and I had 50 grams, and there's like 2 tiny nuggets left that I always keep for mending in case of a little thread pulling, or my floors are very old where I live, and often like there'll be like pieces of wood stuck, and then when I remove it sometimes I'll damage a stitch. So I'm always making a point to keep a little stash of leftovers just in case. And I mean, I don't mind mending in contrasting yarns, but if you have the matching yarn on hand, why not? Okay, next is super duper exciting. It is the Shawlography Dusty Barbie edition. I won't talk, I will just show you. This is, a really fun project to make. I finished after 3 weeks because I decided to do the short version. Excuse me, is this short? This hits my bum. So I'm very glad that I did the short version. However, I think the stripes border is beautiful. If I would have used more neutral or less contrasty yarn, I think I would have done the stripes, even though like it would have just been a blanket on me or a dress. But yeah, I don't mind a lot of leftovers that I have because I already have plans for accessories. So yeah, I mean, this was so much fun, and it accompanied me on my trip to Montreal. It was the project that I knit while I was preparing for my album recording. And I was hesitant last episode because I didn't want to stress myself out, and I wanted to be gentle with my hobbies at that really important stage of my life, and didn't want any extra pressure as it was already. But this was no pressure. This was just pure joy, pure inspiration, lots of fun, relaxing, engaging, clear, well explained, motivating, captivating. Oh, this was just made me so happy. So yeah. So these are called, by the way, shrimps amongst the people who have done the MCAL. I don't know, looks a little kinky. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It was quite a process to make, but this is so fun to make. And as you block it, then, it really shows your contrasts. Colors. By the way, most of this yarn is Bleu Poussière Aries. All of my colorways are in Ravelry, and the exact amount of yardage is there already uploaded and updated, so you can refer to it. And it's cashmerino with nylon base, and I mean, if you're into cashmerino, I don't think that there's a better base than that one. It's just, it's very soft, and it is super wash, so you could use it for socks. Some people have used it for underwear too, so it's very soft but sturdy, and it holds its shape quite well. Like, it's not just like the super droopy cashmere, and it's naturally dyed, so it's really safe for your private parts, hopefully. What was next? Oh yeah, this I used my handspun, and little slip stitch amongst garter stitch. These wedges I mixed mohair, so I've mixed mohair in all the colors except the handspun and the brownish color. So I had leftovers of various like cerise and mohair, so also the details are on Ravelry. But whenever I felt like it, I added. So the wedges I added mohair, and then this part I didn't use any because these are the two colorways I didn't have matching mohair. But I like that this was more of a graphic section, so I'm happy I didn't use mohair. Then the bubbles, I used mohair, then no mohair for this section. And the brioche, it's my first brioche. Look at that, brioche expert. I was really smitten with myself, very proud of myself. I showed picture at like every row to all my friends, and oh, and these crisscross are just so fun to make. And the I-cord, I love I-cord bind off in one color. So yeah, this is kind of the first time I wear it because I was weaving in the very few hands that I didn't do the weave and steven. So it didn't take me too long, maybe a half hour. Because there's some places where like it wouldn't really work to do the weave and steven, and to be honest, sometimes the weave and steven I think looks a little messy depending on what texture you're doing. So I only did it in the places where I would be comfortable with. And you know, like his videos are so well made, and he really takes you by the hand. Like there's nothing difficult about the shawl. I know it's busy and it looks quite intricate, but it's not. Like this is all beginner friendly. It's just, it's not even stamina, because for me, like I was working a lot and I still, like, you know, in the evening I knit about 2 hours roughly every night, and then in 3 weeks I had this humongous shawl. So yeah, I mean, slow and steady wins the race sometimes, right? But again, it's not a race. So you can start it during the MCAL, you can finish it 2 years later, you can cast it on after the MCAL is over, so you get to see what the design is like. There's so many ways that you can embark on this adventure, and you know, now all of the shawls are gonna be revealed, so that if you know you had any inquiries about like color combos, or you know, if you're using similar color to mine, you can already see if you would place them differently, or you know, what kind of contrast you would be getting. Yeah, I mean, I could talk about this design for a long time. I'm simply gonna move on because we have things to do. I have only one triangle for this whole month, but this is a good one. I really like the colors in bleu poussière, yak merino nylon, and I only have 7 left. So even if I still do one per weekend until Christmas, it'll be fine. But I have a feeling that I'll just like do a few in a row, then maybe put it away, and then a few in a row, and then be done with it. So yeah, I mean, I'm very inspired about the colors that I have left, and I kind of did that on purpose. So I highly recommend that, you know, if there's a lot of like similar colorways in the reddish pink tones, and I've gone through most of these, but then now I'm like in the more palette that suits me and that I gravitate towards, like more like moody colors and more neutrals, and more neutrals. You can tell that that's what I like these days, but I purposefully chose this palette of colors because in BC, where I live, in the Pacific Northwest, it's really rainy and gloomy from like October to April. So it's really gray, and this is gonna be my sunshine in these low light months, and this was kind of like my strategy. So I'm just gonna put it here so you can continue to see it. as I speak about the rest. I've shown you all of my finished objects. Another project I brought with me to Montreal was the Ava jumper by Melody HOFFMAN. Now you're just going to see this blob of fabric. Here's the blob. So this is bottom up, as you can tell, and the pattern calls for X amount of inches. I'm not gonna give it away because it's a paid for pattern, but I know that I like usually like 30 centimeters from the sleeve separation to my hips, so I'm almost there, maybe 2 more centimeters, and I'm ready to divide for the sleeves, and then it's like front and back, and then join again for the neck. I already plan to modify the neck, so I'm hoping to do a folded collar in ribbing, so I will show you next time, I hope. The fabric is so beautiful. It's a DK weight British wool, so it's a BFL and MASHAM from Woolly Mammoth, naturally dyed, and it's the fire colorway. This is my Halloween sweater. I know a lot of us are not over Halloween yet, and I will wait patiently until Halloween 2022. Such a Halloween fan, and you know, I know in Europe it's not a big deal, but those of us in North America, we love our Halloween. So yeah, this will be the sweater I will wear to next Halloween, but also like all fall. This is sweater weather. It's very squishy. I love that it's rather low twist. And a little bit fuzzy. So yeah, I know this is a garment that I will keep for the rest of my life. And current test knit that I'm a little bit late on, but this is a design I've been admiring since I saw the first sneak peeks. It's the Feel the Shawl by MAXIM, and I am using OLANN DK weight, their milled yarn, so it hasn't come out yet. I think this might be some yarn for the club, I'm not sure, so maybe I shouldn't even show you, but it's not available yet. And I'm mixing it with my own handspun. This is Dorset 2-ply DK weight from the Red Maple Homestead. This was given to me by Lindsay of Artifacts of Appreciation. And I'll just show you the bounciness of this. It's pretty crazy. It still has a good amount of lanolin and nice color variations, like naturally barber pole yarn. And let me show you my modest beginning. Oops. So this is, yeah, this is just the beginning of my shawl. I did this last night, and I calculated that if I do 3 sections, 3 increases and then 3 decreases sections per day, I will finish before the deadline. But DK weight shawls knit up much quicker. But I want to take my time, it's so beautiful. Oh my god. So this yarn is everything, and I know this is going to be a gift for a special person in my life. My partner, and then hopefully I can steal it from time to time. I'm also knitting another test knit for him that I plan to steal, but I only have the color left on that, and I will show you next time. So I'm very enthusiastic about doing a lot of gender neutral clothing for my partner, and hopefully that I can steal some of it. Some of you may know that I am non-binary, so even though I have children, I'm in a heterosexual relationship, I don't consider myself a woman, I just consider myself a human. Not just, I am a human. And I consider myself a parent, so I am very detached from the feminine labels that I have been born with. And I know that this may be unusual for someone like me, but I just wanted to be transparent. And yeah, so this is if you know if you're in the same position as me and you'd like to discuss, I would love to. Just send me a private message on Instagram, Viola Borealis, and we can nerd out. I guess now I can show you some sewing. So this is a top that I did over the summer. Last time I couldn't show you because it was in the wash. So this is the CIELO top by Closet Core Patterns. And I'll show you now. Has kind of like short rows in the back. And it's quite see-through. I'm wearing a tank top, as you can tell. My collar, I redid many times. I had a lot of problems with this really like Kleenex thin fabric. Just for the color, everything else was very smooth, but it's very thin. It moves quite a lot. It's by Atelier Brunette, and it's a really lightweight cotton. But I'm very happy to have the finished garment, and I love to wear it like underneath blazers or cardigans. And it's quite a basic in my wardrobe, and I love the boxy shape. I did add at least 3 inches to the bottom. So I tuck it in, and it probably hits me like this much under the belt. So at least 2 inches under my belt. I made the original length on another one, and it hits right at the belt. I like that, but I think like for teaching and when I move my arms around, I just want everything to not be seen. I feel more professional this way, and yeah, so nothing more to say about this. Yeah, I think this covers everything that I wanted to show you today. I'll put back my shawl to close the episode. Again, it's not because you're non-binary that you can wear pink, right? I can wear all the colors. This is the magic of this. And I just wanted to tell you that the album recording went really well. This is gonna be my most meaningful recording thus far. It's gonna come out in March 2022. I just got the graphic design for the cover, and it's very exciting. A little bit anxious to hear the first draft of the audio, and like super excited, of course. But everything is running smoothly, and I'm gonna get into a little bit more hibernating now with the thesis that must be submitted by January 5th, so in 2 months. Otherwise, everyone is doing well. We are all healthy, and we wish the same to you. Please engage in the comments. Please tell me what you're knitting on. I always like to know. Maybe let me know if you're getting into the holiday knitting. The field shawl, for example, counts as holiday knitting for my partner. I also would like to make a hand-spun shawl for my mom, because she's been very caring for us, and she's coming also to help this month while I'll be writing. So for a few weekends she'll stay here in BC with us. And yeah, I have a good amount of sock knitting to show you for my Christmas box of socks. So before the new year hits, I'm gonna make a special episode just about Christmas socks, holiday socks. So have a great end of fall and enjoy the sweater weather and all the good cozy vibes, and I will see you, I don't know when. Thank you for subscribing for all the new viewers. I know that there's a lot of new people on this channel since I switched to English, and if you appreciate my little corner of the internet, thank you for considering subscribing so that we can stay in touch. Okay, have a great rest of the day. Bye!